The medical community excited about a new therapy that retrains the body's immune system to fight cancer. In fact, in some trials, more than 90% of terminally ill patients reportedly went into remission after the treatment. Fox News medical analyst Dr. Marc Siegel with me now. So, Dr. Siegel, great to see you. This sounds fantastic. I mean, 90% of the cases are showing hope. What is your take as a doctor? I'm
really excited about this. The cases that are showing hope are ones that have not responded to standard therapy, meaning all hope is lost. The patient doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, terminally
Along comes this new treatment, and 95% of leukemia patients are showing very positive responses, 80% of lymphoma patients. You know what this is? It used to be that you had to poison any growing cells, which is cancer. You poisoned it, and you ended up with a lot of... That's chemotherapy. Ended up with a lot of side effects. Now, they're targeting abnormal proteins on the surface of the cancer. Cancer is usually quite smart. It usually eludes the immune system. So our immune system, our white blood cells, don't recognize it. Now, we're taking the white blood cells out of the body, putting a receptor on it that recognizes the cancer, sticking it back in, and it attacks the cancer cell directly. Then the rest of the immune system comes parading in and joins the war. It's a war in the bloodstream between our white cells and cancer. Right now, cancer's losing.
All right, well, that is great news, of course, and in fact, it just makes me think the medical field is advancing and making progress at leaps and bounds almost over any other industry.
Immunotherapy, less side effects.
Okay, well, that's a great deal, especially for people suffering. I want to ask you, speaking of big developments, British researchers have been given the green light from the government to use genetic editing on human embryos. So the idea is to potentially screen out diseases such as cancer, but there is fear from ethics communities that this could be used to create what's called designer humans.
I get really antsy talking about this because it's a slippery slope. Look, there's a tool called CRISPR. That tool is just as exciting as the tool I just told you about with cancer, engineering cancer immune cells. CRISPR is an editor that we can use to edit the genes of an emerging embryo. It can prevent miscarriages. It can prevent deadly diseases. But you know what else it could do? It could allow you to say, I want to look like Deirdre, not like Dr. Siegel. I want to have blue eyes, not green. I want a tennis player. My kids are uncoordinated. Imagine if I could choose kids that could go on in the NBA.
Yeah,
I don't
get
want
into
that.
A very gray area ethically.
Very gray, and the problem is who is going to draw the line. I know one thing. In this case, it's going to be the British government, and that bothers the heck out of me.
Well, and a lot of other governments have said, like, hang on, UK, you were not supposed to just greenlight these projects, and I guess the UK researchers got sick of waiting, so they're getting going.
It's a great, great tool, Deirdre, but it's got to be used in the right hands, and we cannot have designer babies.
All right, Dr. Marc Siegel, thank you
so
much. Great to see you, too.